To the batting cage with my dad and my coaches, and I'm feeling good. And now I see the vision of boom, getting back to hitting home runs and getting on base and helping my team. Like that was the vision. What's up? How you doing? Welcome back to A Moment in Time with yours truly, Aaron Thomason. I'm super excited that you're with me, but remember, this is the moment where I kind of let you in my business a little bit, so I need you to be gentle. All right. Now remember, we are consistently talking about how clarity breeds confidence, and understanding who you are, where you are, and ultimately where you want to go allows for you to take the next step in confidence for sustainable success. Now, here's where I want us to kind of get into a couple of stories. Because we were talking about before how you have a vision in your mind, but there's a disconnect on you being able to pull it through because you might not quite believe. Yep. And your belief is driven by your what? Subconscious. And the subconscious are real experiences that have formed you to navigate and operate who you currently are right now in the moment. All right. So now I got a couple stories that I'm going to go ahead and tell is about how the vision, right, when it's not connected to the belief, allows for it to be an outcome that the vision doesn't connect with. Yep, I'm going to say it again. When the vision, right, is disconnected from the belief, you end up with an outcome that's not connected to the vision. Here we go. Let me break it down. So I used to play baseball. Some of you all know that I used to play baseball growing up first. Primarily didn't play basketball at all. But playing baseball, the one thing, especially as a kid, when you're trying to hit is you do not, listen to me, you do not want to strike out. Oh, it feels like the world absolutely ends when you strike out, okay? So I remember going through kind of a slump. I was like 10, 11, going through a slump where I just couldn't really hit the ball. I was grounding out. I was striking out. I was, hitting fly balls. As we would say, I wasn't making good contact. And it started to do what? Play mentally on my mind. I'd go to the batting cage with my dad and my coaches, and I'm feeling good. And now I see the vision of boom, getting back to hitting home runs and getting on base and helping my team. Like that was the vision. But when I got myself in that batter's box, all of a sudden, I didn't know that I really believed it. And guess what happened again? I struck out. And guess what? I struck out again. Yeah. I kept striking out because regardless of the work that I had done, I still didn't believe it was enough to produce the outcome that I wanted to have happen. The outcome that I saw myself, my teammates praising me, my parents being proud of me, us winning games because I came through in the clutch, and then coming through in those moments when I had that bat in my hand and I'm looking at the picture, in my mind, I'm going, the belief says, you getting ready to do it again. Or maybe the first ball comes down. Yep, first ball comes down, I miss it. I'm like, cool, no problem. I got two more. The second one comes down and I miss it. Or I foul it off. I'm like, see, now it's playing tricks on you. Are you going to be able to do something different? Or do you still have the vision in your mind that you're believing that when you take this next swing, it's going to be something different? Yeah. I remember same level of thinking playing basketball. Same level of thinking. I had a coach who was really tough on us. He was about discipline, precision, and excellence. He was on us to do those things right and to build those excellent habits. If we screwed something up, he was taking us out the game. So guess what happened? Every time you knew you made a mistake, you started looking towards the bench. It was kind of that negative reaction. So you couldn't settle in the moment to just kind of let it all play out. So guess what started happening? You started making mistakes. I was trying not to make mistakes. So I was so disconnected from the vision of having a good game that now I'm back to connected to, I'm making mistakes. I see myself making a mistake and I believe I'm going to make a mistake. So guess what? I'm going to make a mistake. But when I started the game, that's not what I was thinking. When I was in that batter's box, I wasn't thinking it was going to happen. The original vision, right? The original vision was, Aaron, you get ready to hit a home run. But after I got to about 2 strikes, I'm like, shoot, this is getting ready to happen again. Just like it's been all those 3 games. All of a sudden, man, all that time I just spent practicing and everything else, it's not going to play itself out. Dang, I feel like I wasted my time. Strike number 3. Yep, I've been in the gym, in the basement, working on my ball handling, on the court, working on my shot, doing the things else. And I made a mistake, and I keep looking at the bench, and all of a sudden, that vision of having a good game turns into the vision of you're going to keep making mistakes. And guess what? That belief kicks in, and it produces a result. See, I want y'all to see this. I want you to see it. Is that if you start out with a good vision, a positive vision, one that you believe can be the reality that you live in, that can be one that transforms your family's life, you gotta protect it with your belief. Because when opposition and moments that aren't as easy start hitting you, it will find a way to shift your vision if you're not careful. And that's what happens with a lot of us. We come out with great ideas and thinking and plans, and then with the first moment of opposition or some adversarial moments, our vision then shifts back to a moment subconsciously, and now all of a sudden we're going, I'm repeating what I didn't want to. This isn't why I started out on this journey. How did I end up here again? Protect your vision with your belief. You've put in the work. You've done the work. You've put in the time. You are qualified for this here to be the reality there, but you got to believe it. You have to believe it. That even if somebody else doesn't believe it, you keep that on your mind. You keep that in front and center. You make sure that you don't let that go. Because the moment you allow for people to start diminishing the vision that you see here, it then will be disconnected in making that beautiful vision come to life, and you'll be shifting the vision and making the negative one that you don't want to come to life. I want you to think about it. I know all of us have had the really good moments in life, that we've been tough mentally, we've had the grit, we've had the fight, that nobody could take it from us. And guess what? No matter what somebody said, no matter what they did, you held on to the original vision and you protected it. That's what I'm asking you to do this week. That's what I'm asking you to do this week. Because ultimately, through coaching and through some additional trials and tribulations, both basketball and baseball, all of a sudden I was able to say, no. Just because I got the first strike, just because I missed this shot, doesn't mean that this is getting ready to interrupt my whole game and for it to be for this to be another moment in which I'm disappointed. No, it's not. So let me lock in right back here in this moment, go back to the original vision, and let's go make it come true. That's what I want us to be able to do. It is possible, but for some of us, it may be more difficult because your subconscious may have real experiences and real moments that are driving you in a way that you don't understand why you do it or why you believe it. And we need to continue to unpack that. Because if we don't unpack why you believe and why you're doing what you're doing, you're going to continue to play this movie and tell this story that you ultimately didn't like the first time. All right. Here's what I want you to do. First of all, before you do anything, thank you. Thank you for stopping by. Thank you for being gentle. Here's what I want you to be able to do. 3 people that you know need to protect their vision and be very intentional about making sure that they stay connected to the original vision and they don't allow for it to be diminished and they end up going to the negative one that they don't want to play out. All right? Send this to somebody. But here's also what I want you to do too. I want you to continue to keep asking yourself the questions and let me know some of the answers. Why do you do what you do? And why do you believe what you believe? And let's start understanding the answer to those questions so then we can start unpacking how we can put things in place for you to take what resides in your mind to be the reality that you live in. I'm excited about the stories that are going to happen this week. I'm excited about the overcoming that's going to happen this week. And I want you to remember this. I want you to remember this. Please don't forget this. Just because you started out on this journey to get better, it doesn't mean that you weren't already good. So until next time, I'll see you then.